We're talking about the enemies of the Lord. And we're going to show you basically how are you categorized as an enemy of the Lord. You understand? One of the categories that qualifies you to be the enemy of the Lord is what you have done to his children. What you have done to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Everything about your life. There's not a thing that occurs in your life that we cannot show you in this Bible. Because you are the people of the book, man. You are the ones who are suffering. Right. You're the ones who've been lied to, disenfranchised. It's you.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
What it's saying, this is King David prophesizing for the Lord and making a prayer to the Lord. He said, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. A tumult is a loud, riotous noise. They talking mad trash in the earth. You understand? Against God's chosen people. Read.
And they that hate thee.
They that what?
That hate thee.
They that hate thee, meaning that they that hate God. And then you ask yourself, how do people hate God? How is that possible? Everybody, if we ask 99 people out here if they love God, 98 of them will say they did. Right. But that ain't the truth. Right. You understand? And we're going to show you exactly why it's not the truth. Read.
Have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, meaning that they're proud and they made themselves known. They're proud of what they're doing. It's not hidden as to what they're doing, but as to why they're doing it to you, that's what's hidden. Read.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel. Crafty simply means skillful, wise counsel. They're conspiring against you. That's why that in the Chinese man could come over here, get whatever he wants, sets up shop in your neighborhood, draw money out of your neighborhood, and get a anti-Asian hate bill passed in 2 weeks. But you've been over here for over 400 years and you can't get nothing passed for you. Right. That's why every nation comes and set up shop in your community, and next thing you know, their children are in Harvard and you can't get nothing because they're conspiring against you. Don't you know that when they destroyed, what they destroyed in court, I can't think of it. Affirmative action. It was the Asians who were behind it in conjunction with the oppressor to lock you out. We're the spoils of this war, man. We're the reward, the booty that everybody gets to eat off of, man. These are the enemies of God. Read on.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden one.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. Why are they called hidden ones? Because they don't know who the hell they are. That's right. We're the only people on this earth. Every black man, every Hispanic man that's not in the I.S.U.P.K, and even us, before we came into the I.S.U.P.K, we have the name of the oppressor. Whether it's in Spanish, whether it's in English, Portuguese, French, Haiti, I don't care where you are. We all carry his name, but not in I.S.U.P.K. We don't carry his name because we are in bondage to them physically, but spiritually and mentally, we are absolutely free from them. We belong to the Lord. The Most High Power, these people, they get rich off of our oppression, man. That's how America was set up. This is why they're the enemies of God. And by the time I'm finished, Lord allow, you will certainly see the difference. You will certainly be able to look in this world and see who the enemies of God is. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God of the Bible the only living God there ever has been and ever will be.
That's right.
There is no other God but the Most High Power, Yahweh in the Hebrew.
I.S.U.P.K.
Let me tell you something. Here in America, right, all they want to do, right, like the oppressors here in America, they've designed America. We just read to you how they've taken crafty counsel. So they've designed America to live off of oppression, to become enriched off oppression, so that the richer continuously become richer in the earth. That's how America is designed. Let me have Job 9:24, Bible Kashah. Because on the planet Earth, the people that rule the planet Earth are the enemies of God.
That's right.
And that's what we're talking about here today, the enemies of God. And they're clear and distinct in their description in the Bible. Like, we can see them like we can see red from white. You understand? They're so clearly guilty as to what they've done on the earth that is looking at that's red and that's white. That's how easy it is for us to see them for what they really are. You got that? Read.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. See, the oppressor, he thinks in his own mind, in his prideful mind, that he deserves rulership over the earth and that he's earned it through his guile and his wickedness. But in reality, it was the Most High who gave it to him, meaning that the Most High brought about the conditions whereas he could come into power. That's what it means when it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's what it means. Read on.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. In the Bible, if anybody knows the Bible, it tells you that the Israelites, the saints of the Most High, are going to judge the earth. So if he covereth the faces of the people that's going to judge, that means he hides who they really are. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. How are anybody, any nation going to judge the earth if they don't know the righteous judgments, man? How can you judge without righteous judgment? But the only righteous judgments ever given out on the earth were given to the Israelites. We're the judges whose faces have been covered up. When the brother just spoke about them portraying Christ as a white man, that's what it's talking about. They portray Christ as a white man to cover up the faces of the judges, which is you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You're the judges. You're the one who God gave the judgment to. You're the only nation that he gave the law to.
That's right.
The hell with these damn devils. Read on.
If not, where and who is he?
If not, where and who is he? Meaning, if he ain't the devil, then who the hell is? Who the hell is the devil if the oppressor's not the devil? Tell me. We'll be waiting. That's it on that? Give me Proverbs 28:5. We sitting here, you understand, suffering the earth. Every day watching our people destroyed, watching social media, watching our women whore themselves out continuously. And you think we don't give a damn? You think we don't care? You think we don't feel hurt? You, every man within earshot. If your woman is a whore, how do you feel? How do you feel, Kiki Palmer's man? How do you feel if your woman's whoring herself out, making herself the sex symbol of the earth, being trashed and dogged out by every nation? Every man has a chance at her. How do you think we feel? Understand? Read. Psalm 28:5. You understand? So we watch our women being destroyed, and they promote Kiki Palmer. They promote the housewives of Atlanta. All of them are whores. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is a whore. And so our daughters pick up their ways and their habits and their cultures. And that's how they present themselves to the world. They think that their chest and their butt is their greatest assets. Right. And every man on the earth has his way with her. Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 28, verse 5. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the
oppression of operation of his hands, he shall destroy them and not build them up.
Because you don't appreciate, you understand, the things that the Lord has given you and has shown you in the earth. That's why you're in the condition that you're in. That's why you serve your enemies. Let me give you a little secret that's written throughout the Bible that they'll never tell you. That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so-called, are the greatest people that ever graced the face of this earth.
Right.
We are the future rulers of this planet Earth.
That's
and
right.
when we rule, the other nations are going to be glad that we're in rulership.
Damn right.
And I'm going to prove that to you here today.
I.S.U.P.K.
We are here for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians exclusively. You understand? Give me Psalm 94 and 20. Understand? Because these enemies, they're the enemies of God. You understand? And you need to know who the enemies of God are so that you can choose sides. You're not going to be able to say, I didn't know, because the prophets have spoken in truth unto you since 1969 in the I.S.U.P.K. and the Commandant General YAHANNA. We've been telling this truth. You understand? You got that? Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
This is what this brother was talking to this sister about. Should the throne is rulership. Should those people in rulership or wickedness, they're the rulers over the wicked nation, shall they have fellowship with you? Shall you be down with the oppressor? Should you love the oppressor? Should you have friendship with him? Read it again from the top.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Are you going to befriend the enemies of God, which are your enemies as well? Or are you going to befriend them and hold hand in hand with them? Read on.
Which frameth mischief by a law?
Listen to this. Which frameth mischief by a law. A frame defines the outline of the picture, right? So their laws define the wickedness that they produce in the earth. Every time a law doesn't work for them, they go and change the law so they can do more wickedness. They changed the welfare law back in 1995, and they gave the power to each state to disperse the welfare money. Do you know, particularly in the case of Mississippi with Brett Favre, they've been stealing that money since that bill was passed. The state's been getting that money, but they haven't been giving it out to the people that need it. They always find a way to divert it into other projects. That's how you frame mischief in a law. You understand? They frame their wickedness that they do within the laws that they pass, because they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Devil meaning a deceiver.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
It's not a mystical being. It's a man, just like you and I, who has deceived the entire earth
Right.
with his doctrine and with his lies. Read on.
Verse 21.
That's it on that. Give me Proverbs 11 and 21. Listen, the oppressor is not your friend. Let me tell you something else so that you can know where we're coming from. All oppressors or Caucasian people are not wicked. Understand that we know this. All oppressors are not wicked, but most of them are. And the few that do stand up for righteousness and judgment, they're drowned out and they have no power to change anything. You see them every now and again doing some good deeds and stuff and trying to say something that's righteous. But the majority of them, they sit back in their house, they enjoy their days off, and they laugh at you. They make fun of you because they know they playing you like a sucker.
Right.
And they just drink your blood, man. They're vampires, man. You understand what I'm saying? They suck the blood out of your nation. Every time you try to build up a community, here they come gentrifying. In the eminent domain, whatever they need, they want that property. They did it in every city in America. They're doing it in Raleigh right now. They're doing it in Durham, in Philadelphia, in Los Angeles, in New York. They're doing it everywhere. You know why? Because the Most High is not making any more land. And whatever land they deemed, after Harlem was built up to be the most famous community on the planet Earth, and it had monetary value, they gentrified Harlem. That's why I live down here. I was gentrified out of Harlem. I know what the hell I'm talking about. You understand? And they're doing it everywhere. You understand? Because you are the victim. You're the one that they siphon the energy, the blood, the finance, everything out of, the spirit. And then they put drugs in your community to comfort you. So if you don't know the difference, I was there. I know what I'm talking about. Read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand joined in hand.
Though you see brothers and sisters walking around here trying to get at us by hugging the oppressor and thinking it bothers us, we say shame on them. It don't bother me when you come out here and you hug the oppressor. I just feel sorry for your soul and your spirit. That's the best you can do in this earth. And you God's chosen people, and here you are before the priests and prophets of the Lord, hearing the truth. And you're gonna come out here and try to be disrespectful, you understand, to us, but all you're really doing is disrespecting yourself. Read on.
The wicked shall not be unpunished.
Though you join hand in hand and y'all march together, what have we ever got for marching? But more oppression. Though we walk hand in hand with the oppressor, what's gonna happen?
The wicked shall not shall not be unpunished.
The wicked shall not be unpunished, man. You want to be punished with them? Be with them. Stay with them. Love them. You understand? Congregate with them. But in I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, we are taught that we're the holy people, the separate people, separated from these other nations. The Most High said he severed us, meaning that he cut us off from them, man. To sever something is a violent act. The Most High is not playing. We either going to sever ourselves from these other nations, or we're going to continue to suffer until Christ returns. Right. You understand? Read on. That's it on that. Read.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
The seed of the righteous. Who's the seed of the righteous? The children of Israel, God's chosen people. That's the seed or the sperm of the righteous. We're the seed of the righteous people that God chose. But we getting our ass kicked out here, Salakia, we getting punished.
That's right.
Because we were offered the greatest offer ever offered on the planet Earth. And we rejected the offer. We were offered rulership over the earth in exchange for obedience to God. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you that right now. Give me Deuteronomy 28:1. We were offered rulership over the earth. I'm gonna read it to you right now. If you think I'm lying, if you don't believe this book, listen to this. Listen to this. You're offered rulership over the earth for obedience to God. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
It shall come to pass, meaning that it's gonna happen if you listen carefully and obey God. Read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do all his commandments. All of them, not some, not just the big 10. All of his commandments. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
Which he commanded that day with Moses. Read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
The Lord thy God, listen carefully, will set thee on high. Right. Meaning you up here and somebody else is down here. You are set on high. Read.
Above all nations.
Above who?
All nations.
One more time.
All nations.
Above all nations
of the earth.
We would be set on high above all the nations of the earth. Meaning that we would rule the earth if we obeyed God. That's a promise. That's the word of God right there. You don't want that? You don't want that? You don't want that? We want it. We are not settling for second-class citizenship. We are the rightful rulers of the planet Earth, according to God. Now let me tell you what he said if you didn't obey. Read 15, verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you do not listen, if you do not obey, this is what's going to happen to you. Read. Sound familiar? Read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That all these curses that will come upon thee and overtake thee. And that's verse 28 and 15. And from verse 28 and 16 on to verse 28 and 68. All the curses that he put upon us. And let me tell you this in case you didn't know. There's not a thing, not one thing that's happening to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that's not included in that list. Not one thing. Drug addiction, mental health, your wife whoredom, the men leaving their children, going into slavery on cargo slave ships, your children being destroyed, everything. And I mean everything that's occurring on this planet Earth pertaining to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is in Deuteronomy 28.
Damn right.
You understand? So that's why you're in the condition. It's not because the oppressor and these other heathen nations are better than you. It's because the Most High punished you. But let me tell you something. Your punishment is at end. All of those punishments have been fulfilled. They're either happening now or we passed by them.
Right.
They're done already. So what that means is we're getting nearer and nearer to salvation. You understand? Christ is going to return and burn this place down.
Damn
it's
right.
all over the Bible, man.
Nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it works.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?